Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Class Action Megapark. In the last two episodes I worked on this swamp area over here. Quite happy with how it already has grown and how it has become. I will for sure work more in this area in a later episode, but for this episode I want to take a break from building a swamp and I want to continue on this canyon area over here. So I already made this monster truck mini golf here earlier, American Dream Golf, and I want to continue this theme to this area over here, right next to the wooden coaster, and I want to make a really nice go-kart track over here, and it will actually go on top and also next to the canyon. You will see later what I have planned for this go-kart ride, but I assure you it will be really fun to watch. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is do some landscaping over here, so we have an area for the go-karts to drive in. Alright, for most of the track I've laid out now, the landscape now. So now it's time to build the actual track. Now, when you look at the landscape, you may already be able to see some of the things that I want to do in this track. So I will just start building it now, and then you'll see how everything goes. Alright, this will be the track layout for the go-karts. As you can see, lots of lots of interesting track elements. I tried to use a lot of these wide curves. Also, I tried to make it go along these edges of the land here, these canyon edges, just to make it that a little bit more dangerous. Also filled these holes with rubble in some of these bushes. I think that really helps set the mood. Now, you can see that it also goes over the path here, and what I actually want to do here is change the ride into a miniature railway. And what that does is it actually makes these rail crossings, well, I will make them invisible, but it will actually make it so that guests will actually stop for these go-karts as they pass by. So I think that will be that will make it more fun to watch. Okay, what I will do now is try to make it so that the track will actually work. There's a few track pieces that I have to hide since they're all visible now, and I don't want the track to be visible, but I do really want it to be a miniature railway. So still got quite some work to do here. Now, something which you may or may not know is that go-karts actually have collision with each other. So if a go-kart would be stuck in the middle of the track, then any go-kart behind it would not pass through it, but it would wait behind the other go-kart, which is in front of it. And there are several other vehicles which behave like this, for example bumper cars. They also have collision, and I believe rowing boats. And something which you may not know is that go-karts also have collision with these other vehicles. So if I were to, let's say, put some bumper cars here, then the go-karts would actually collide with them, and the bumper cars would actually work as an obstacle. So I actually plan to use that over here. I will simply make an invisible bumper car track, and I will actually let guests ride it over here. And the people who ride it, they can actually go and seek out the go-karts here and act as an obstacle. Quite a silly ride idea, but I think it will be fun and fitting for this park. So I'm just going to build an invisible bumper car ride here, and let's just do it. It looks like the guests actually just parked their bumper cars on top of the track here. So actually the go-karts are now completely stuck behind it. And there they go again. So I should just probably try to prevent this ride from ever not having enough guests to keep it running, or else the go-karts might get stuck for a really long time. But I guess this will sort itself out. The ride seems quite popular, and I'll probably just make the ride time a bit longer, just to make sure that it's always running. Okay, here's a little trick you can do if you want to extend your go-kart station. A problem that go-karts often have is that they cannot have many carts on them. And if you have too many, then if the carts extend behind the station, for example, they could be all behind each other at the end of the race. If one extends behind the station, then the race will just keep on going on indefinitely. And your go-karts will basically be stuck. So if you want your station to be longer, you can always just copy the last station piece, and let's remove this straight track piece here, and let's paste in our station piece, and basically we've now extended our station to all the way over here. Now the track will be invisible later anyway, so this will allow us to have way more carts than we could normally have without risking the ride getting stuck. Okay, I built a simple station for the go-karts. I quite like the way it became. I quite like the way it turned out. And this roof, what I like to do for these roofs, well, this is one of those mine-themed roofs. I always like to mix them with these jungle roofs. Yeah, just to give it a more of a weathered look. All right, now I have the task to actually make the track invisible. Now, in the new save file format, there's no longer corrupt elements, but instead of corrupt elements, every object simply has a flag that can be set or removed with this button. So the button is actually the same spot where corrupt elements used to be. So for example, if I select this track element, press this button, then the track element is now invisible and no corrupt element is inserted here. And actually there's a column here that says invisible, and you can see there's a check mark here now. Anyway, I've got to do that for all these track pieces here, so that will be quite a bit of work. Okay, most of the landscaping around the go-kart track is now done. Again, I've stopped decorating here and landscaping, because that will be something for our next episode as I work on this area over here. Same for the rocks on this side. That's also something I can do in a later episode when I expand this area and add more rides here. Okay, something else which I want to do, which will probably look pretty cool, is to actually have a few crashed go-karts along the track, probably on some of the lower parts, maybe even have one on fire, just like I did with this monster truck over here. Yeah, probably 2 or 3 of those along the track will look pretty nice. I think it's really funny how these bumper cars go around and block these go-karts here. Alright, here's another little trick you can do with some vehicles. I'm not really sure with which one allow this trick, but at least the go-karts do. I believe it's the vehicles that have collision detection. Anyway, so we select the go-karts and then we put them in bumper car mode. Alright, time limit 0 seconds. And if we now put the ride in test mode, then the vehicle will just continuously spin around until we close it, and then when we have it in the orientation we want, just close the ride, make the station invisible, and then your car will be parked however it was stopped. Alright, I think that's enough building for this episode. I'm really happy with how this ride turned out. I especially love the landscaping here. I think it's a really nice scene. Now, I've been getting a lot of new patrons lately. Thank you for that. I really appreciate the support, and it's it's really great and motivating me to keep making these videos. So thanks a lot. So in this episode, I wanted to add 2 patrons to the park. Now, of course, I can probably make some paths here next to this go-kart track, and that will be a good spot for these patrons. So yeah, I will first make 2 paths here, and then I'll place down the patrons. Alright, I've added 2 bandits to the park. Now, one of them is over here on this this little path next to the track, and he will get the name CP608. So thanks a lot for the support, CP608. I really appreciate it. And the other entertainer will be named Cheetah. I should probably make it a tiger. Now then again, a bandit is probably more fitting in this area, so he'll be a bandit. Alright, Cheetah, also thanks a lot for the support. Yeah, it's very much appreciated. Alright, yeah, that was enough building for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It will really help out my channel. And if you want to see more of this videos, remember you can always subscribe. Okay, for the rest of this video, I think it will be fun to follow around one of these carts as it goes around the circuit. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.